Welcome to PropertyPalz, episode number 2. My name is Ben.
Marcus.
And we're extremely excited to start our second official episode of PropertyPalz.
Yep, and this, what is it, Ben?
Well, this episode, we're going to be reviewing our top 10 house sales of 2022.
Yep.
So these are the ones that really sparked our
They're our favourites,
interest.
I think. It sparked our interest of 2022. They're not necessarily the most expensive or the cheapest, but they're just unique properties that really caught our attention.
And what's really interesting about this episode is last episode we reviewed the top 10 apartment sales. So now we're going to do the top 10 house sales. Now, a couple of these could arguably be townhouses, but we're going to say they're houses.
We're trying here, so yep.
But what's really interesting about this episode, Marcus, is that we've kind of coupled the houses that we're looking at. So we're going to tell you about the reason why. One might be it's cute, or that it's got a good view, or it's got just overall
value first home.
Yep, first home buyer, or just the value is overall really good. So I'm excited. I reckon let's just jump into it.
All right, number 10. I think you're starting in Fitzroy,
fantastic.
Ben.
That's right. So on number 10 of our top 10 house sales of 2022 is 319 Young Street, Fitzroy. Now, Marcus, let me tell you about this property. This property sold for $785,000.
Not much, is it?
Not really, in October 2022. So look, $785,000, that is a sizable amount of money, but it still kind of falls into that higher end of first home buyer range.
I think it's really good.
Or even just, well, you know, the lower range, given that the median house price in Melbourne, it's probably edging towards...
I'd say over $1 million now.
Or at least around that sort of value. So this probably is below or right about where the median house price of Melbourne is currently. Maybe we can put that on the screen, just what the median house price in Melbourne currently is. And what I really like about this one is if we have a look at the floor plan, it's a 2-bed, 1 bath.
Yep.
Ideally, you know, we'd love to have 2 bathrooms, but it's 2-bed, 1 bath. The car is only room for 1, but you come in at grade.
Garage,
this one here, you're right in the heart of Fitzroy, which is a really cool suburb. This one here, you are literally 30 seconds from Loon, which is a fantastic kind of like bakery, croissants. Yep. You're 40 seconds from Brunswick Street, which is a really cool street, you know, bustling with energy and lots of cool lifestyle things. And this one here is you've got a little balcony, so I can imagine there, you know, grabbing your coffee on Brunswick Street, walking back to your house, or grabbing your croissant in the morning, which you got to line up for ages because Loon is so popular. But you sit there with your coffee. I think it's fantastic. There's great big windows. If we look at the windows,
I think natural light in this one is that you get it from, I think, 2 or 3 different sides. Look here, so you definitely get it from 2 sides, different type of shapes of windows. I just think this is great. It's like a townhouse in the inner middle ring in Fitzroy. And how much was it again?
$785,000.
That's pretty good value, I think, and I'd be really interested in buying something in Fitzroy. It's not an apartment, so you get more appreciation in price because of the land component. I think it's a really good buy. I would be happy if I bought it at that rate.
What's interesting, I think from what I could see online, this one has actually passed in at auction in September and then sold later afterwards auction. But it might be to do with that the market at that stage, you know, was starting to get a little bit nervous. There was rate rises, so perhaps those first-home buyers, it's more difficult, or for that lower range because they're starting, you know, those interest rates starting to kick and they're not able to get the same loan from their bank. But overall, I think for someone that wants to live in a really cool suburb, that wants something that this could suit, you know, a young family, you know, you could sleep in one bedroom with your partner, another one for a young child, or it could be a home office, you know, it could be just, you know, a professional that wants their own place. I think it's got a lot of appeal. So that one has come in at number 10.
Great. So number 9.
Number 9.
Switching over to me. So 12 Holtom Street East, Carlton North. Now, Ben, this sold for $825K back in November 2022.
Similar time.
It's 2-bed, 1 bath, 1 car. Now, just talking about the price first of all, it's a very good quantum for a first-home buyer. It's like the other one, it's a bit more, but in terms of location, I'll just talk about that firstly. It's the top part of Carlton, somewhat in Princess Hill. It's prime location, access to trams along Lygon Street. Princess Park is right there, great walking distance, and it's inner Melbourne living. You can easily get to the CBD, you can easily go to restaurants along Lygon Street, etc. But I'm going to pitch this to you. Now, we love a warehouse conversion. We love it. And this one here is like a warehouse, heritage kind of conversion. And I've definitely fallen in love with this one. It's townhouse house in inner Melbourne, less than $850K. The big X factor is that it's on a corner. Okay. Now, what helps with the corner here?
Similar
So
to
is
the
that one,
previous
yeah.
property. What's really interesting, these last two ones, Marcus, similar sort of price range, same bed, same bath, same car, space amount. So they're quite comparable, actually similar areas, but you're right, they're both on corners.
And I guess the benefit of the corner is that you can get natural light down the side because of the corner. If you're in an inside lot, it means that you can only have, if you're a townhouse, windows front and back generally, or a light well, and you don't get great natural light on either side. So this is what I like a lot about this one. I'm just looking here as well.
This one actually has a balcony too as well.
Yeah.
Like, they're very similar, these two properties, aren't they?
North-facing balcony
Great.
and north and west, so you get lots of natural light. I think the main bedroom, it's large. It's 3.5 times 4.1 metres, and that's a considerable bedroom.
Right, so the smallest bedroom that you want, what's that normally, Marcus?
Oh, well, 3 by 3, I think, is the smallest that you want nowadays. What about you?
Yeah, I think you can go a little bit small, and we'll see that one of those bedrooms is a little bit small, but it kind of gets balanced out because it's 3.8 metres by 2.7.
Yeah,
But
so-
I think, yeah, you're right, Marcus. 3 by 3 tends to be the smallest kind of dimensions for a bedroom that you'd like.
I agree, and with this one, I want everyone to be looking at the houses with an, I guess, inquiring mind. You look at the bedrooms, and they're slightly irregular.
Ooh.
So it just makes it a bit harder to put your bed against the wall. It might not fit as well, but they're still great. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. You've got a car park there. I'm just going to have a look about here.
Marky, with that car space,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
looks a little bit odd. What's going on there?
So from my understanding, we haven't been to this property yet, but this one has a shared garage down the bottom. So it's technically on title, but there's other cars that are beneath you as well. So I don't really know how to explain it.
I think from not actually seeing it in person where that car space is, I think probably what it is that you've got a shared garage space that fits 2. So if we look at the photo of that garage garage can fit 2 cars down there.
And then
you
we're
have
in the middle.
half of that
Yeah.
garage, and then you've got one door entry that goes to one
Yep.
townhouse or one unit, and then one that goes to the other.
Okay.
But overall, the red bricks look stunning. It's got a really cool feel, great area, very close to the cemetery.
Yeah, the cemetery, the park. But I just want to say the ceiling height is quite large. If you look at the pictures inside, it's got that kind of arched roof as well, and I think that's really good.
Excellent.
All right, let's go to
Lucky number
8.
Now, number 8, Marcus. This is
Port
what we
Melbourne.
would call an absolute pad. Now, this one is 249 Rouse Street, Port Melbourne. It sold for 1.06 million
bit of money.
last year in December 22, so very recently. It's a 1 bed, 1 bath, 1
Only
car.
1 bed.
Only 1 bed.
Now, can it be a pad if it only has 1 bed?
I think by definition, it is a
yeah,
pad if you
yeah.
have only 1 bed, right? This one here, that's quite a sizable quantum of dollars for a 1 bedroom. However, if we look at it, this is a really beautiful, it's
It's a heritage. It
conversion.
looks heritage, yeah. It
Originally, this is a heritage. Without going into the detail
Yeah.
of it, it is an older building. It was converted into, these sort of, I guess you could say, townhouse. But
double-story townhouses.
it's got an entry at grade, so you walk off the street into your house.
Rouse
The
Street.
car space is not directly under the house, so it is
Yep.
another location. But look on this inside. Look at the exposed iron beams that are above.
Oh, wow.
Above all
Timber, maybe.
Timber, sorry. The exposed timber beams. It looks beautifully presented with that, exposed oaks board floors.
timber floorboards.
Timber floorboards,
Yep.
and then the bedrooms upstairs. You've got this kind of gorgeous little courtyard at the very back, and Port Melbourne. So 1 bathroom downstairs,
Yeah.
bathroom and
First
bedroom
floor.
upstairs.
Yep.
Now for some people that won't suit if you don't want to be walking up the steps, but then again, it's a beautiful house right in the heart of Port Melbourne. Easy access to all the amenities that Port Melbourne have. You can walk to the beach if you want to as well. Like this one here, I think for some sort of family, people that are very happy being by themselves, or maybe it's just them and their partner or them and their mate. I guess if you sleep in 2 single beds or something in the same place.
Can I just point out quickly, it's a 1 bedder, so it won't appeal to a large variety of people. If it's a
good
family,
point.
probably not. So I think that is maybe a hit on this one, the only hit. But again, it's a townhouse with a land component in Port Melbourne.
That's true. I think, like you mentioned, Mark, and that's really important when you're buying houses or buying apartments or townhouses, is kind of thinking is, you might be buying it, you might have it for the rest of your life, you might give it to your kids and it goes on forever. However, it's probably likely is that you will sell it at some stage in the future.
Yeah.
So when you're buying something, particularly if it's an emotional buy, you need to kind of think a little bit about, well, will this appeal to other people? You know, what sort of buyers does this appeal to? And so this one here, given that it's a one bedroom, it's a larger sort of quantum of dollars, then it's...
Not a first-time buyer, do you reckon?
Or first-time buyer, someone who has a little bit of money to spend.
It's a bit of
What's
coin.
interesting too, though, this one sold for $700,000 in October 2010. So that's 12 years ago from today. But overall, that's been, you know, growth of over $300,000, close to $400,000. And so it ends up being about 4% each year over those 12 years in terms of the growth of your money.
It's not necessarily as hard,
For a house, it's not a huge amount of money, is it? But then again, it's been steady growth. There are properties that sometimes don't appreciate much at all over that time. But so that's number 8. I think let's get on to number 7.
Number 7. Now, I define this one as a pad, and this is in Fitzroy, 103 Leicester Street, Fitzroy.
Wow.
Now, it sold for $1.051 million in November 2022, and is 2-bed, 1 bath, 1 car. Comparing it to the other one, actually probably to the one in Carlton as well, it's heritage, I think. It's got a heritage front, and comparing it to Carlton, it's got very similar accommodation, being 2-bed, 1 bath, 1 car. However, the reason it may have sold circa $250K more is because I think it's got a clean land component, and you can have, for example, the actual car at the back.
Well, it's actually sold for pretty much the exact same amount of money. So 1.05.
Oh, I'm talking about Carlton.
Also.
I'm not talking
okay,
about, in terms of Port Melbourne, because Carlton's a heritage one as well, but it doesn't have the actual car park necessarily on the same title.
It's not a clean title.
No, it's not. So let's just have a look through these photos. Now, location, located just off Brunswick Street and close to Alexandra Parade. So Brunswick Street provides great access, public transport, via easy. So very easy getting into the city and into the northern suburbs within a couple tram stops if needed. And Fitzroy swimming pool's nearby if you like.
If you like to swim, well, you can go swimming.
I love swimming. So the pitch, let's do it. Bathrooms and kitchen look reasonably well updated and renovated. So that's a tick. North-facing backyard.
Beautiful.
Again, great natural light. The car park that is easily accessible from the right of way.
So from that picture there, it looks like they've set it up as like kind of like an eating area, but
Exactly.
that's got a door that opens up and you can park what looks to be...
I think 1, 2, maybe
probably,
tandem.
you could even park... It looks like... I'm not sure how wide it is. If we look at the floor plans, we can probably have a look. But that looks like you could almost fit 2 cars in there. What is it?
4.6. 2.4 is usual. Oh, but it made one. It
Probably
looks like
only one with those trees.
With that, this is flexible. You can have the cars off the street because you'll probably have a permit, I would say, with this.
That's
'cause
true.
It's a house.
That's true.
And then you can have it as a dining space. So it has flexibility. Looking here, you go.
I was just going to say, what's really cool about this is 1, the area is fantastic. 2, it's got 2 bedrooms. So it's got, you could have 2 people living there or you can have like a home office area. One of those bedrooms though, it doesn't look like it has a regular window.
It has a skylight, and that's what I wanted to draw your attention to. So when we look at properties, we're always wanting to look for generally ones with windows to bedrooms to all rooms.
And decent windows too.
And at the front, I was just looking, the front window is not necessarily the biggest. It wouldn't let in too much natural light, Ben, and that's a tiny bit of a worry.
Well, it's got also, and this
Wrought
might go
iron.
right back to, you know, ages ago, is that when it was built, when Fitzroy and Collingwood might have been a bit more rough and tumble, that you needed some iron bars over your window just so no one breaks in. But then again, you know, this is cute, this is small. What's interesting too, Marcus, that I was hoping to draw your attention to is go back to that first picture, is that look next door. So they've added some sort of addition to it.
Double story. So I genuinely think this one could be renovated and another story added. Because if you look next door, great comparable, similar property.
It's almost probably identical. They were probably built all at the same time.
Yep.
And that one has an addition there, which I'm guessing is probably just 1 extra room.
Yeah, and I think that's great. So it probably would have the stairs coming through that second bedroom and then it'd be going up to another bedroom. So that second bedroom could become a retreat or a study area.
And that second bedroom could become an area that has a proper window, which looks probably out towards the garden
Oh, well,
area.
sorry, yeah, exactly. The one up the top, you're right. I just wanted to draw your attention to as well the actual size of the first bedroom. And it's 3.6 by 2.3.
Well, that's really interesting. What did we just say? 3 by 3 is probably the minimum size requirement that we'd like for a decent bedroom, but that's 2.3.
So this is small, and in the photos they actually put a single bed next to the wall, as you see at the front.
So then, and that whenever you see that in a photo, it tends to say that the room is a bit smaller, and so maybe that's not going to be your bedroom. Maybe that's going to be your office.
Yeah. So that's an important thing to take into account. It's a smaller bedroom, but I'm just anything else here? Front bedroom. No, I think this has been well staged, this property, by the way. Property staging, where you put furniture in, is really important for the way it's perceived and how it, I guess, is seen online. So I think the polished floors look pretty good too.
I think overall it looks really nice, really sexy, really cute, great area where it is.
Yeah.
I think for someone that was to live in Fitzroy that doesn't need a huge amount of room, like this could be, it's probably, the price is a little bit big for a first home buyer, but this could be a great location for someone who is fairly self-sufficient. They don't have a huge family and they want to be in a cool, hip location. And so I think it's really cool.
$1 million, would you take it?
If I bought something, I think
Yeah.
to be in that sort of area, I think that sort of property is very attractive. For $1 million, would I buy that or would I buy something else? I'm not entirely sure. I might lean towards something else, but I can imagine for some people that would be incredibly attractive because it's a great area. You've got a piece of land.
Yeah.
You've got essentially 2 bedrooms, a little bit of development upside by adding another room or extending it upstairs, and you've got that
Car
car
park
park at the rack.
Yeah, cool. Nice,
Awesome.
Ben. I'll switch it over to you for number 6.
Number 6. Now this one we're going to jump up a little bit in terms of price range, in terms of sizes of properties, and this one is 106 Coppin Street, Richmond. Now this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1 car, and in fact it's actually kind of like 3-bedroom, 1 study or 4-bedroom. And then it sold for $1.908 million in November 2022. Now this
1.98.
1.908.
Oh, 8.
So about $1.9 million overall, so just below $2 million. Now this property though, there's some real big X factor about, and a couple of smaller issues too as well. Firstly, I'll draw your attention to the location. Now this one is literally adjacent to a park. It's right in the heart of Richmond, great area, lots of amenities, but it overlooks a park. And so...
Dame Melbourne Park. That's a memorial park.
And that's a beautiful park if we look at some of these pictures here. But look, in terms of the way that this house faces, it faces north.
Okay.
And now, as we've mentioned before, north facing is really desirable for a home or an apartment or a townhouse because you get the sun all day. Sun rises in the east, it sets in the west, and so then you get that beautiful sunlight all day, right? And so this one up, the bedrooms are downstairs on the ground, and then the family living area is upstairs. So you walk up there to your family living area. You've got sun, drenching your family living area, your dining, your kitchen all throughout the day, and you've got a beautiful terrace. So you get up there again, you get your coffee or you get your tea or whatever you want to have. You sit on that terrace and you just can look over the park, which is beautiful. Now, I'll just draw your attention to, Marcus, is that for the bedrooms, because we overlook a park, you'll see the bedrooms.
Are they high windows?
They have high windows and they have small windows. So if you look at the windows to these bedrooms, they are very small windows.
So does it? Oh, it's a window, but it's not really a window.
It's not really a window, and that's a couple of reasons for that. One is probably privacy, because you've got people that could just go past your house at night time and look through your window or something like that. But you still get a little bit of northern light from that. But if you look really closely at these ones, each of the bedrooms, the main bedroom and the 2 other bedrooms, they have glass sliding doors.
Oh, really?
Bedrooms, they do.
So you can see in?
So you could see in, or they might be transparent that you can't actually see, you can't fully see in. But if you go back, you'll see just in the corner. There we go. So you've got these kind of... So you can't see perfectly in now.
Opaque.
That's the word. But you could change that. Like, if you didn't like that and you wanted a proper door and a proper thing, you could change that.
So the reason why they've done that is because you get the natural light from the actual...
You still get window light from...
Oh, no, you don't.
Now, maybe you don't.
Anyway, I think going on from this, you've got the 3 bedrooms. The main bedroom's a good bedroom, but the other ones are... That one's pretty sizable.
They're okay. These sizes of the bedrooms are fine. 2.8, 3.7, it's still, acceptable. It's got robes. It's got a very sizable bathroom there for them, and then you've got an ensuite for the main bedroom. And then you've also got this office area. Now, the office area, you do have to walk out to the ground.
That's awesome, though. That's
and it's south-facing, which is great, because offices tend to be the exact opposite of bedrooms or houses.
Or what you want for them.
You want to be south-facing, because if you're north-facing, you get the sun in your eyes all day.
Trying to work and it's pretty hard.
That's right, it goes on the computer screen or whatever, whereas this one here, it faces south. So it's actually quite intelligently designed.
Imagine working from home during COVID here. You're like, I'm going to go to my bedroom, then I've got to go outside, straight into the office.
When we had those restrictions about how far you got to walk to the park, you wouldn't need anything.
No,
you don't even need a backyard or a garden here because you've got the park next door.
That's true, and I think something is that it's got the office, but it's also got the terrace stairs. That terrace is awesome, overlooking the park. Beautiful. I can see why someone's nearly paid $2 million for this, because it's a unique property. and it really has, 4 bedrooms technically, you could put it as.
Yeah, it's got 4 bedrooms. A little bit issue for that other one because then that person has to actually go outside each time they go to the bedroom, or they got to go in.
No, but that's actually covered, right, because of the terrace.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it's covered, I guess, but it's still
Outside,
ultimately-
yeah. The last thing, the bedrooms are next to each other, Ben. Now, if you snore loud,
You're going to hear it, but for
yeah.
families, I think it's probably okay.
You're right, yeah,
I think,
yeah,
and
cool.
there's only so much room that you can have. And then one last thing, got a carport there, and then we go, we've taken the lights off now, we're just getting a little bit more darker. I'll forgo that in a second. And then, where are we? I think we touched on pretty much everything. Oh yeah, this one sold for $1.52 million in 2012, which is 10 years ago. And
It's
so
not as much of an increase. as I
40K
thought.
increase each year, 2.6% per year. Look, it's probably better than
the other one.
having it in the bank.
Yeah, or
But,
maybe.
it's a beautiful house in a great area, and it has some X factor, and it has some beautiful views. A couple of issues, but overall, I think it's a great house.
Great.
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
hand over to you. I'm going to turn
Thank
on the
you,
lights again.
Ben. So now we're going
there we
to
go.
welcome back. Well done. 178 Stanley Street, West Melbourne.
Oh, now this one's got
Now, West Melbourne.
Personality.
Oh, it's personality. And I think West Melbourne's great. It's so close to the city. You're near North Melbourne. You're near probably the new train station. This one's actually right near the current train station, which is North Melbourne. So great proximity. And where else?
West Melbourne location, near North Melbourne station.
Sorry, yeah, it's a bit complex. So that train station, North Melbourne, will become West Melbourne soon.
The old name.
All right, so 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car, sold for $1.915 million.
Similar amount of money.
I know, right? So if you like West Melbourne, you had 4 beds. It's on the higher end for the prices, so it's not going to be your first home buyer. It could be a family.
Unless you got a lot of money.
Yeah,
But,
true.
yeah, you're right. This could be a family near the CBD. That is a cool looking building.
It is a cool looking building. Now, Ben, I think it's a huge overall. I would call it almost a mansion. Now, we keep picking houses that have some industrial or warehouse vibe to them, and this one definitely does. So I think it's a conversion, would it not be, from the front?
Now,
It looks old on the side.
it looks like it. It might not be.
All right, might not be.
We
Anyway,
can't confirm.
older. All right. So the city view from the balcony now, that is a huge terrace. So perfect for entertaining. I also think that it's unique because it has the office at grade here. So it's the roller door, and then it has an office if you look on the floor plan. Now,
So you go through
the roller door, you pull it up.
park your car.
Yeah, no. So if you look at it here, you don't park your car. They've chosen to create an office. And I'll just show you. See here, office, storage. So you roll up the door, you can go
where's the
into the
cars?
office. There is no car, but you can convert it back later.
That's true.
What they probably did during COVID, I'm going to work from home. I'm going to take my business out the front of my actual house. Pull up the roller door, there's my office, come in.
Or there's your gym.
Yeah, there's your gym, you're exactly right. So it has a good old flexible
In fact, the
aspect
floor
to it.
plans Marcus says can be converted to garage again.
Yeah, so I think it's got an option for potentially 2 tandem cars. Now, I wanted you to explain tandem cars to people as well, because they might not necessarily understand, and the benefits and the drawbacks to it.
Sure. So tandem is where you have one car parked in front of the other car. So literally it means you would drive one car in, then you can drive one car directly behind it. So yes, you fitted 2 cars, but the issue is if Marcus sleeps in the morning and my car is parked on the inside and I need to get out, then I have to wake him up.
Or you have to drive it back yourself.
That's right. Yeah, we have to drive that car out first. So it's there's limitations to it, but at the end of the day,
Better having 2.
It's
than
better
one.
probably having 2 than 1, and you can use the stuff in front of the other car as storage if you
Yeah,
need to.
so I think that's a good point. Now, 2 living and dining spaces. The main bedroom is massive. Now, if you look at this...
4.8 by 3.6.
No.
Main-
Sorry, your main bedroom, yeah, you're right. 4.8 by 3.6. The walk-in robe is massive as well. And then the ensuite's, it's a good size, but it's got its own balcony.
That's nice.
Yeah,
And that one there overlooks the city.
Yeah, it does
Right.
overlook the city, and it's got a great view. So I think when you've got like the ensuite, it also has a small balcony, 4 bedrooms overall. Could be even more, but you got a bedroom down the bottom. Did you say that one?
So that could be a home office.
Yeah.
It could be a bedroom. It could be a little bit of space for expanding if you have another kid.
Or
if
you could
got friends.
actually lock it off and have it as an Airbnb if you really wanted to, and rent it out.
Possible.
maybe not as difficult.
But I like your
Potential.
optimism. With this one too here as well, now, I haven't looked into the planning restrictions or anything. Depending on what the planning zoning is, you potentially could actually add a whole other level or rooftop area as well, but I can't guarantee that.
Even more.
I couldn't guarantee that, but because everything else looks like it is, a certain level. But either way, it's really good. The only issue that I have with this one, Marcus, is that if you go and look at the location, you look across the road, there looks to be a development site.
Yep, and that's not a good thing. So let's be honest, if you want to buy a property, you don't want to buy a property next to, opposite a development site.
Ideally, like sometimes, naturally Melbourne is growing, there's more things going on, and it's almost sometimes impossible to find a place that never will change. But when you're in an area like West Melbourne, or ones that are close to the city, or ones that allow for higher level development, and that are gentrifying really fast, sometimes it's unavoidable.
It is
So
unavoidable.
just with this one here, that beautiful view that you had, you might not be guaranteed that view forever. But it's a wide street.
Take the punt.
It's a wide street. It's a great area. Very cool. You do have natural light coming in. You've got a lot of different options with it. I think it's a really cool property.
Yeah, I do too. It's got a Marilyn Monroe next to it as well on the garage door. So
if you're a fan of the movies, you can look at Marilyn every night.
All right, Ben, I'm going to throw it over to you for good old 28 Medley Street, South Yarra.
So number 4, we're going back to South Yarra, a beautiful area, and this one is extremely cute. 28 Medley Place,
We've been
South
to
Yarra.
these ones.
We have, and what's really interesting, these are 4. You come off Chapel Street, then you go down a street, and then it's a place. So it's like a tucked away little.
It's like its own village or something.
Yeah, tiny little village, and it's got quite a large front yard. So grass where you can actually park your cars at the front. There's 4 of these. What do you call it? Villas. They're houses, but they're next door to each other. 4 of them. The terraces. That's right. And so overall, there's a lot to like about this one. Firstly, $1.4 million. Now that is a sizable amount for any property.
In South Yarra though.
But you're right in the heart of South Yarra. You've got a house, you've got land, you've got 2 bedrooms. Now these bedrooms are decent size. 3.6 by 3.6. Both of them are large. They are next door to each other, but you've got your walk-in robes and you've got your fireplaces there that's providing a little bit of sound insulation.
And does the second one have a window? It does?
They both have windows, which is great. You've got a bathroom, that's great. You've got your backyard. It's not north-facing backyard, it's east, so you're going to get that sun beautiful in the morning. Sometimes maybe if you work late at night, you come back at night, it's going to be dark anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Good point.
But overall, this is a really cute and beautiful property. I think overall, I really like it. It's got these beautiful floorboards. I think it was probably renovated.
Updated recently.
Renovated actually in 2021, so recent. It sold for $1.4 million. Overall, I think this is a great property in a great suburb. That ticks a lot of boxes.
I think just talking about it, I love the heritage kind of fireplaces inside. The bathrooms have been updated, and the master bedroom's 3.6 by 3.6. As you said, very sizable. So overall, the alfresco area at the back's great for entertaining. $1.4 million, is it?
1.4.
That would be attractive at that price in South Yarra. I would be interested. Yeah.
I think for $1.4 million for a house with land, with place that you can park your car, I think you can't find too much stuff that is for under $1.4 million. So I think it's a good buy.
Awesome, great. Should we move on?
What is it now? Number 3.
Now, $1.64 million in November 2022. It is 43 Arnold Street, Princes Hill. So near North Carlton, very close. 2 bed, 2 bath, 1 car. Now, Ben,
just look at that.
It's on a corner.
Oh,
we love it. We love corners. It's a heritage. It's got
a beautiful front to it, doesn't it?
And location. I've chosen this because it's cute. I think it's really cute within Princes Hill. It's located within 50 metres of Princes Park in the tightly held pocket. Great proximity to trams along Lygon Street, and then you've got the train if you want to go across to Royal Park, located on a quiet street opposite Princess Hill Secondary College. So it could be for kids to just go across the road to
families,
school.
Very easy.
Now, the pitch, it's a corner townhouse, as we discussed, and it's actually Victorian Italian terrace. That's what I researched that.
There you go.
Yeah. Got generously proportioned bedrooms. So let's just have a look at these bedrooms quickly here. I was looking at them before and I thought, gee, that's really good. So you got 4 times 3.6.
Big.
And 3.8 times by 4.
Well, they just sometimes these days they don't build them like they used to.
No,
right?
they don't.
That is
Bigger
nice and
is
sizable.
better, isn't it?
I like
that.
In terms of the bedroom, that is true.
Yes. And then I think, just explain why the bedrooms aren't necessarily built as big these days. They tend to be smaller because
you fit more in.
You fit more in. So back in the day that had bigger bedrooms, more sizable, and that's why we love these heritage kind of properties. So looking at this one here, we've got 2 bathrooms with one being an ensuite for the main bedroom and then one just being for the actual other bedroom. And look at this, it's got a dining space and then it's got a separate living space. So you've got the benefit of being able to lock those off, the living room.
Informal dining or
Correct.
working from home, or it could be another bedroom. You have another kid or someone's coming over for the weekend and you've got the ability to have another bedroom.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And you've got the fireplaces between, good attenuation, soundproofing.
If you're a wine collector, you've got some under-house storage as well.
I didn't realise that. Gee, good pickup.
Lovely
Are you a
courtyard
wine
back.
collector?
I don't mind a glass of wine here or there.
Oh, good. Connoisseur.
So this, maybe if you're not a wine collector, but this provides the opportunity to become one.
Yes, it does.
What is interesting, Marcus, though, and this I don't think is necessarily a plus, while we love corners, these windows, I think, overlook the street.
They do. They take the north, like that's the north of the street. Now,
With this fantastic north, but you look straight towards the street.
security, privacy, some people aren't necessarily as willing to have that, and I understand that completely. It's more just that, what do you feel?
I think it's basically, this area, you don't have lots of traffic coming at night time, but
Safer
you
area,
might have someone walking down the street at night time, and if you've got your head there and you're right next to that window, you might hear it. So there will be some
Yeah.
people that don't like that, but at the same time, it's north facing. I think there's probably bars over some of these windows, so it is still secure,
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
and you still get all that nice, beautiful sunlight.
Yeah.
But it's just, the pluses and minuses of
Trade-offs.
being a corner property.
Yeah, I love that front bedroom.
And those exposed, those floorboards are great.
Timber exposed, yeah. I
Love
love
it.
it. All right, so let's go on to number two.
Now, these property has X factor. We're talking about 61 Austin Street, Seddon. Now, Seddon is a
Seddon.
very, gentrifying, very fastest suburb. There's a lot of, energy and a lot of, people are moving to this area because Seddon, Yarraville, that inner west is an affordable location that is still very close to the CBD.
Well, affordable, I think it's actually gone up a bit now.
It definitely has gone up quite a lot, and it probably wasn't as affordable as 6 months ago, but nowhere was.
Yeah.
Or maybe actually 6 months ago, it probably is a bit more affordable, depending on how you look at the bank loans.
Exactly.
But talk about 10 years ago, yes, of course. Now,
Yeah.
this property here, it sold for $1.72 million in November 22. This is a big amount of money for some people, but then again, look at what you're getting. It's a conversion. So this, when you look at the front, that probably used to be some sort of shop. And so, but then at the back, they've got this new house addition that's been added to it. It's got this gorgeous kind of rustic metal there. The floorboards, I'm not sure if they're original. They're probably original, and then they've added some sort of protection to the top of it.
Just look at the ceiling height, that clearance, it's really good. So it means that you're not 2.7 metres where sometimes it feels a bit low and claustrophobic. These ones could be 3.3 metres high, and it makes it feel really spacious and big.
And just to be clear for our new viewers, often in apartments or in houses, the minimum height from your floor to the ceiling is 2.7 metres. And then sometimes there's going to be added things in terms of like aircon and stuff, so it gets a little bit lower. But for anything above that, it feels a lot more spacious, easy to breathe.
Yeah, so if you say 200 centimetres plus like myself, then it's a bit like the clearance isn't much. So I do find it sometimes hard.
It's difficult being 6'5".
I know, isn't it?
And so with this one here, 3 bed, 2 bath. Now, online it said it doesn't have a car. I'm pretty sure this one has 2 cars. You look at it, it's got car parking off the street, into the garage. It's been renovated, got exposed brick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's actually literally brick or brick
Snaps.
brick snaps, but it looks gorgeous. The
Look at the
bedrooms
bathrooms.
upstairs
Check those out.
looks fantastic. Look at that bath. Windows are great. Looks over the street. It's got a pool, like a pool as well.
Well, I think
It's got a tree, a beautiful, what's that? Gum tree in the backyard. That's an Australian flavour.
You're an arborist. I think the floor to ceiling windows are really attractive within the actual space in this photo here, which is near the pool. So great natural light, the pool's there, and in Seddon, it's such a unique property. I can see someone falling in love with it. It might not appeal to everyone.
Well, Seddon is gentrifying. There's a lot of energy. It's very easy to get to the main drag or the main activity location in Seddon.
Yeah.
I think overall the way that's spaced out, and what's really unique about this one, and not everyone will do this, is that front shop area. You could actually lease out that to
Someone else.
now, depending on the zoning, I need to double check the
Yeah.
zoning, but you could, or that could be your own home business area. So it's got a bathroom, it's got its own shop front, it's got its own entry. So that could potentially be, just your own sort of business. Maybe you're an architect, maybe you've got your own business and you've got consulting and people can access it that way rather than it being living area. But some people could just make it a living area.
Yeah. Could you just explain the zoning and what that means for each, like if you can have a business there or commercial?
Now, I think without absolutely jumping into it, because we could do a whole episode about this.
We will.
And to be honest, I haven't checked the zoning of this property, but zoning in
General
every
residential,
property
for
is going to be zoned area, and different zoning allows you to do different sort of uses. One might be business uses, like an office. Another one might be industrial, like a factory. Other one might be living.
Residential.
Might be residential. And there's some zoning allow you to do anything. Others just allow you to do commercial, like an office, and others just allow you to do living. So that's in a nutshell. Maybe in a future episode we'll go into that in a little bit more depth.
Yep, I love this. I think if you like Seddon, you like the West, it's a great option. And the pool, like...
Very cool.
It's freaking awesome.
Okay, and that's it. So what's our number one?
Number one, now, let's be honest, we were umming and ahhing like between this one and this one in Prahan.
And both have X Factor.
I like the Prahan one, Ben loves the Seddon one, so...
I think I wouldn't mind Prahan as well.
Maybe, okay,
I like both of them.
I'll have both, yeah. So number one, it is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1-car property at 7 St Malo Street, Prahan. Now, Ben, 1.725 million, sold September 2022.
We've got to sort out this lighting.
You sell that out. So it's sold at the 1.725. I feel as though between 1.5 and 1.75 million, like is the entry price to get a house in this location almost.
In Prahan, South Yarra.
Because South Yarra, it's pretty...
Unless you got that one in.
Sorry.
Medley
Street. But it has X Factor. I've shown this because it's really cool. It's big, it's unique. Now, located in Prahan, just off Williams Road and High Street, within walking distance to Track train station, also Prahan Market and train station. Super spot with various options for public transport. The pitch
is very cool.
Prahan is cool. If you love old industrial kind of warehouse feels, this is the one for you. Now, Ben, check out that front entryway. You've got the brick there.
Gorgeous.
The timber slats exposed on the ceiling.
Oh, wow. Come on.
Oh, yes, Ben. I love them.
Come on. I love an exposed ceiling. That is gorgeous.
I know you do. If we look at the bathrooms and the kitchen, they've been recently updated, renovated, so it's move-in ready. The other thing is the main bedroom is to die for. I would love it. It's 4.5 metres times 4.2, Ben. Now
that
look
is
at this.
Gigantic.
That is big. Check it out. It's like its own. You could almost make that into 2 bedrooms and then a study retreat.
It is, and that's kind of what they've recommended. Now, the study, you couldn't go straight to the main bedroom. You need to go through that study, which is a little bit limited, but that is a huge main bedroom. It could almost be a living area too as well.
Exactly. The thing is, you can make the study the actual bedroom.
So maybe this could actually be a pad for one person that just wants a really big area.
Massive bedroom.
It's cool.
And they've also got the second bedroom downstairs that also has an ensuite. So real big X factors to it. I think that you could almost... it's a bit irregular, the shape of things, but the dining, living rooms, and you've got the extra retreat means there's a lot of space.
I can imagine just with that area where you park your car, you can have a barbecue there, Prahan, right?
Basketball ring,
area, really cool. It's probably limited to just 2 bedrooms, I think, though. You've got the bedroom downstairs and then the bedroom upstairs. But one thing that I realised, which is really good about this one, is that if you're a family or a parent, you've got just one kid, it works really well because that bedroom there on the ground floor is actually sealed off from the rest of the house. So it's got its own ensuite bathroom, it's got its bedroom there, and then they can kind of go into the dining room.
Could be a teenager, it could be an 18, 19-year-old uni student who just wants to...
It could be a 25-year-old university student.
Exactly.
But they just want a little bit of separation from the family, but also still, if they want to go over to the kitchen and they want to grab something to eat, they can go in there as well.
And you look at I think it's a lovely courtyard. They've painted that
beautiful.
well. Location's good. What's your favourite part about this house, Ben?
I think Prahan is a great location. So location-wise, it ticks the box huge there. I think probably that balance in terms of a huge main bedroom for maybe a family where it's got one kid at home who's more of a teenager or growing a bit older, that it provides a little bit of separation for them. So I think what's good about it is that it provides longevity for the family.
And it's got a big deck there as well. Look at that. Look at the main bedroom.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's got a deck as well. Yeah, I didn't realise that. Sorry. It's got a balcony and a deck behind it.
Well, that's a great property.
It's got it faces north.
So the main dining area faces, it's got a little bit of north to that bedroom. The main bedroom has a little bit of north as well. So, that's quite desirable.
So overall, those are our top 10 favourite properties of houses, for 2022. Now, Ben, I would be happy with the Seddon one. I'd also be happy with this Prahan one.
I think, to be honest, I would be happy with any of these 10 ones that we've looked at today
Yeah,
for
to
different
be honest,
reasons.
yeah.
And I think naturally it's very difficult to put these ones in order because they all have different characteristics which are attractive. But that's our review for 2022.
Let us know what you think about the houses in the comments. We'll do a review of the houses on market very soon.
And so that's what we're going to be going into now. Is that I think going forward we're going to be reviewing properties which are currently on market, and
Yep.
then we're going to be looking at apartments, townhouses, houses.
And give them to you as options. So have a look at them, go find them, go to the open for inspections, and tell us what you think as well, because I'm really excited for that part.
Well, we're going now. The market is kind of coming back to life. We're going into,
Hopefully.
once come February, things start to come back to life. I know recently there's been a lot of negative press in terms of house prices and that sort of things
RBA.
dropping. At the same time, rents have been jumping up, so it's a really exciting time with a little bit of the unknown as well. So,
Yeah.
we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
All right, see you from PropertyPalz.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.